So we're back. Oh, it's hot. It's 30.5 degrees, so it's not particularly great for fishing weather, is it? It's due to, this is kind of the last flurry of a few days summer. So overnight it's going to drop again. Tomorrow afternoon we're going to get rain. I think it's about 21 tomorrow, so we're 10 degrees less. But yeah, what is it? 19th of July. I've got a half day on Friday for work. I'm actually going to head to the Horton complex for the first time. Have no idea what to expect. Don't know how busy it's going to be. I'm thinking in my mind Church Lake. If Church Lake ends up being mega busy, then perhaps K1. But yeah, mega hot. Just picked up loads of dinner food from Waitrose. Thought I'd go posh. Big bag of ice, cool bag. Won't last very long in this heat, I doubt. I'll have to stick it in the shade. But yeah, so off we go. I'm going to visit the famous lodge next, I think. So we'll see if there's any fish been out, because I think they take a record of every fish caught. So we'll see how many fish have been out in the last couple of weeks. I think I saw an Instagram post and someone had a hit of 17 fish last week from church. So hopefully I'm in that area. It'd be nice. So onwards. We are here. Slightly different view. See what it's all about. Obviously I've YouTubed it all to death. Seen Instagram and all social media. I think I was told on my tour that there's 750s in Church Lake. I think maybe one of them's passed away actually recently, but either way the stock is incredible. So let's go and find the lodge. I had a whistle-stop tour in April when I first had my little open day, so I need to familiarise myself. But absolutely buzzing, like there's nothing that can beat the buzz of a brand new lake and all the unknown and stuff. So and yeah, if I'm struggling on Church Lake, there's always the option to do a night on Church and a night on K1. So well, let's see. And we're in the lodge. Epic. All this history. Beautiful place. Not that I'm going to spend much time in here. Obviously I'll be on the bank. Luxury fishing. A few little homegrowns. Nice. Let's have a look at the catch report next and sign in. So, to try and keep the noise down because it's quite early and there's someone next door. But yeah, got here yesterday, it's 30 degrees, fish cruising on the top. So, chances of a bite were a little bit less, I suppose. So yeah, it took me a couple of hours to get set. I had the deeper out, all over the swim. I'll show you in a minute. It actually, on the face of it, looking at the deeper, it's generally between 15, 16, 17 and a half foot deep across the whole swim. And according to the deeper, it looked like it had at least 2 or 3 feet of weed. I mean, I have the sensitivity quite high, so as I would have just shown you just then, you can see it's probably 2 foot of like green weed and then another foot of yellowy thinner weed. So I was getting a bit frustrated, thinking, blimey, the weed's properly up here. I mean, it is this time of year on most lakes anyway. But I sort of managed to find, generally the ground underneath it is pretty firm. It was sort of glowing up white. On the right hand side, you can only use 2 rods here, there's a 2 rod limit. So on the right hand rod, I actually, below the weed, managed to find quite a thick sort of crust of like harder ground. So I decided to lead around on that area a bit, and generally like leading, you can pull through across most of the swim. I mean, it looked like it was weed. Maybe again, like I said, the sensitivity's too high. But yeah, I was pulling through and I wasn't getting caught or snagged or anything. So then maybe it's really thin weed. Wasn't really grabbing hold. So I was fairly confident in that, and I was getting a drop as well. So I ended up putting the right hand rod out about 10 and a half wraps. This swim, you can't, if you look at the swim map, straight out you can't go further than 14 wraps because it's not a very big lake and there's quite a lot of swims. On the right hand side, you're not meant to go further than 10 wraps. So I've gone 10 wraps exactly on the right hand rod and got a nice drop. And then I put probably a little bit more than normal, like half a dozen spawns over the top. Obviously they've now spawned, hoping that they might now be on more on the feed. And then the middle rod, I about 11 and a half wraps straight out. And on the deeper, that area looked like it had a bit more weed than the right hand side. But again, I managed to pull it through and it felt fairly clear. It wasn't gravel or anything like that. It felt a bit more silty. But yeah, it was pretty clear. So, and I got a drop. So I suppose you can't ask for better than that. Maybe the sensitivity on my deeper needs to be tweaked down a bit. So it picks up a little bit less, intermittent, thin weed kind of thing. So, but yeah, so I was 5 in the morning. Yesterday was scorchio. It was like 32 degrees when I was driving here. But I'm all set now. I'm in a swim called Spring Gates, kind of opposite the lodge. I can see the lodge in the distance. I've seen a couple of shows this morning. One of them was about a rod length and a half from my middle rod. But yeah, it's properly clouded over this morning. So I'm hoping, and it feels a bit fresher, hence why I've got this on. Yesterday I left thinking, I only need t-shirts and vests, but this morning it's a bit more parky. So I wrapped myself up in my duvet from my bed chair. But yeah, it kind of suits the fishing really. It's a bit of a fresher breeze. It's properly cloudy, so hopefully that makes a difference. I've been trying out a few different pellets recently as well. I'll show you in a bit. I've actually joined team 5-star baits. And yeah, I've been trying out a few of their pellets. Managed to catch some last time over at Raisbury South with those pellets. So I've got sort of tiger nuts chopped, maize, bit of Himalayan rock salt, and these pellets which are all multicoloured, so different sizes. I think it was called the Ultimate Pack or Ultimate Mix Pack. I'll show you in a bit. But yeah, I really like the idea of them, the colours in them basically. So you get green, red, grey. It's a real mixture of colour. So hopefully that's, acts as more of an attractant, but nothing yet, nothing overnight, not even a bleep. But it could be a tricky time of the year. Obviously the water temperature after yesterday is mega hot, but I've seen a couple of small shows. and it's only early. I don't even know what bite time is here, but we'll see what happens. This is the good stuff I keep going on about. So this I was using at South Lake on my last video. It got me, not necessarily got me a flurry of fish, but it definitely helped. One of the takes I had, I didn't even have a chance to spom any more out in the margin. So what I like about it is obviously it's loads of nice little different colours, different sizes. I actually also put a few much bigger coppins mixed in as well, halibut coppins. Just to give it a bit more bulk and slightly more sizable pieces to help them dissolve a little bit slower. But yeah, hopefully that's the magic mix. It seemed to work last time. Let's have a bit of luck and see if it works again. Okay, just for an update then. Rods have come back in. There was a little bit of weed on both of the rigs. Nothing too concerning. However, I've decided on the left-hand rod to just try and do a little bit more leading around a bit further out. I can go up to about 15 wraps on that side. So I found another clear spot at 14 wraps for the left-hand rod. It's generally clear though. This is the weird thing. I think the deeper settings, like I think I've mentioned, are on quite high. So there is quite a lot of weed, I think, and it's sort of showing it as quite a thick layer, but I've got a feeling it's quite sporadic, because when you pull it through, you don't get any resistance at all. It just feels like silt all the way, and the lead absolutely stinks of silt, so it's very silty. So yeah, I've sort of found another clear spot. It's just as clear as it was before on the left-hand rod, but further out. So I've done 6 to 8 spoms over that. See how that goes, and then the right-hand rod I've put exactly where it was before, 10 wraps out. Again, all of it is my normal setup, which is a noodle rig with a balanced tiger with a buoyant bit of sweet corn on top, fake corn, and then the spod mix is the 5-star multicoloured pellet, different sizes, a few coppins in there, which are larger pellets, halibut ones, chopped tigers, excuse the plane, chopped tigers, and a bit of maize, and Himalayan rock salt. So yeah, see what happens. I put it out about an hour ago, and the right-hand rod seems to have, it's over here, there's been a little bit of fizzing. Not like, you know, like a train track's worth, you know, when you can see them just moving across. Like flurries of 3 or 4 bubbles just over here. So that's quite promising. Having said that, out in the middle, they're still cruising along the top. So who knows, carp gods. So we'll see how that goes. They're all set. Now, what time is it? I set them at about midday. I've just had a bit of lunch. So they will stay now till the morning. I don't really have to be back until about 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow. So at least I get a decent bite time. It's still mega muggy, even though it's cloudy. It's 22. There's one on cruising on the top now. Even though it's cloudy, it's 24 degrees today. And obviously I'm sure the water temperature's right up there, hence why they're cruising around on the top. Saying that, like I said, there's been a little bit of fizzing on the right hand side, so I'll keep my beady eyes on it and fingers crossed for a bite. So, quiet night, 6:15, first plane's just taken off. Not even a line or anything actually. So the hot streak looks like it's coming to an end. These things happen. It's still been mega chill a couple of days. It's not over yet, obviously. I'm going to start packing up at about 9 o'clock probably, and be on the road by about 9:30, 9:45. So there's still a few hours, still potentially bike time. So I'm gonna have a coffee and sit and watch the water for a bit and see what I can see.